What's up, everybody? What's going on? This is Mr. McCoy and his creative crew. We are here with you just to have another talk topic. You know how we do. Sometimes we play games, sometimes we have activities, sometimes we tell stories, sometimes we rescue birds. But whatever it is, we'd have fun doing it together. So today, actually, me and the crew, we want to talk about a particular talk topic, and it is, if I could change one thing in my community, it would be what? So here's the crew. Everybody say hi. All right, guys. So we've chatted a little bit, and this started with one of our weekly creative writing topics, and it was just that. If I could change one thing in my community, what would it be? So you guys had some amazing answers, and we just wanted to kind of like record and talk about it for a few minutes, if you all wouldn't mind. Who wants to start? If I could change one thing in my community, it would be what?
I would change so people wouldn't litter all over in our community, because once we go to our school, we see all this trash and the ditches, and there's like water in there. You don't know if animals would go there and might get stuck in them.
Okay, so you would change the litter problem. Who else thinks about the litter? Okay, Anaya, and then Tashara.
So I would change the community by picking up plastic and any like copper or something that could hurt the animals, because it also harms the animals and stuff. So.
Absolutely.
And like all the plastic in the lakes and stuff that we learn from school. We're also learning that in school. So yeah.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Bonneville? Tashara.
I would help the homeless people.
I'm sorry, what?
I would help the homeless people.
Homeless people. Okay, so let's stay on the topic of trash cleanup for a second, and then we're gonna go to that. That's cool, because we definitely want to talk about that as well. But anybody else? What are your thoughts on trash cleanup? Because that's definitely a problem in some communities, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
The plastic.
If you went to Philly, you would see tons of them.
Yeah.
And it's also in lakes and oceans.
Right.
All that type of stuff.
And even local communities, it starts with people thinking things are harmless. A little piece of paper here, a little plastic bottle there, a water bottle that you just don't feel like taking to the trash can. Yeah, you see those types of things, and you start to realize that one piece of trash turns into 2, turns into 10, turns into 20, and before you know it, it's trash everywhere, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that we want to try to do, we're not laughing about that. Somebody just cracked a little joke, y'all. We're not clowning on the pollution problem. We know the pollution problem is serious.
They don't.
But what are some things that we could probably do to make a difference there?
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Yeah, if you see it, pick it up, right? I mean, you don't want to pick up everybody's trash because you don't know where it's been.
Yes, I
but
would get some gloves.
so get some gloves or something. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
You could probably help the animals that are getting stuck in them.
Yeah, help the animals that are getting stuck in it.
And put on some gloves, because you don't know, because coronavirus.
Right, yeah. All kinds of crazy stuff that could happen. So definitely be careful when you're picking up other people's trash or other trash.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to say something?
You can spread awareness to other people.
Spread awareness, absolutely.
You can turn it into a community project.
Turn it into a community project.
Yeah, have people help.
And protest. And
Absolutely.
make posters and stuff.
Yeah, and actually, some friends of ours we did a community project this past weekend, and in one area of our community, they picked up like 30 some bags of trash out of the ditches that you were talking about, and out of the little gullies and in the wood areas and the bushes and the trees and stuff. They picked up 30 some bags of trash, and we're not talking about those little bags. We're talking about the big industrial size bags.
Yeah, in our
I
school,
seen
in
Greenwood.
Alright.
Okay, I seen when I was on the bus, when we had to pick up a kid, he was standing there with his sisters, helping them pick up the trash out of the ditches.
Wow, that's awesome.
And at our school, we have a lot of trash in our ditches.
Oh yeah.
And over
Yeah.
here, we got heck of
It's
bottles.
bikes, cars, basketballs, footballs.
Wow.
Our school, our community, picked it up, but they just keep putting it back.
Yeah, so we got to do something about that. And one thing that maybe I'm not sure if you guys know when your town meetings and stuff are, community meetings, but that would be a great thing to bring up in those discussions, because maybe from policies being changed and even the laws, maybe they might have to get a little harsher on penalties for people who litter. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to penalize people, but if they're throwing trash in places where trash is not supposed to be, then somebody has to pay the price,
Yeah,
right?
and also they put up little signs and they say that you have to pay $100 or $1,000 fine for litter.
Right, exactly. So I mean, there's a little more of that might need to happen. Also, what about recycling?
We need
You know,
like,
because sometimes becoming a recycling community. Is this town a recycling community?
Yes, and in our school we're learning reuse, recycling.
Okay. Now, does the whole community do it as a whole? Do y'all have like recycling bins and stuff like that?
Yes,
No.
and food line.
And food line, but I'm talking about like in
No.
your schools and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
homes.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Kinda.
Do we or don't we? I mean, some
Yeah, we do it
because
in my
okay. So here's what happens. Sometimes if you're a recycling community, just like you have a trash can, they also give you like a recycling bin.
No.
Do you all have that in your homes?
No.
We don't get recycling bins.
No.
My teacher was talking about like when she was in New Jersey where they had like recycling bins and you could get a big fine if you would put the right trash in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And all that's really important because again, every little bit of cleanup helps. All right, so so that's great, guys. Maybe we can sit down and brainstorm about some other things that we can do to help our community as it relates to keeping it cleaner, keeping it safer, and trash pickup and even recycling. All right, so next we want to talk about what was in Ms. Bonneville. You had something else that you wanted to say. If you could change your community, what would be the thing that you would do to change your community?
I would help homeless people.
Could you speak up, please?
I will help homeless people.
Homeless people. Okay, helping homeless people in what way?
Give them food.
Okay, giving them food. Somebody else, you also said something about helping homeless people, right?
I would help them by trying to give them a clean mindset and helping them trying to accomplish their goals and
Okay.
restart their life.
Okay, by helping them to accomplish the goals and restart their
And,
life.
like giving them some food, buying them food. But sometimes
Sometimes-
people, they fake that
Yes.
they're homeless and
Some like
Oh, okay, so they fake like they're homeless and they act like they don't have no food and stuff, but then they actually have a home, car, and all that stuff.
And it's unfortunate there are dishonest people everywhere in every walk of life, right? And then
And the homeless, some people choose to be homeless, but there's shelters everywhere that they can stay in.
There's shelters
I
everywhere.
know about
like you can like have a moment with them or like pray for them or something.
absolutely, prayer works. Yes, indeed. And sometimes they just need somebody, a listening ear, and somebody to help them, give them the guidance that they need. Because there are some who are just down on their luck. Certain things happen in their lives, and it causes them to kind of like their whole life can change just by losing a job. Some people go through depression. Some people go through different things that cause them to
And, some people have lost their jobs.
lost their jobs, lost their family,
Especially during this time.
have been in and out of hospitals. Maybe they're sick, mental illness, different things like that cause people, there's a lot of reasons that people are homeless. But I think that, giving them the help that they need to try to, give them guidance on how to improve their life. I definitely think that's important, as you said, even sometimes helping them to get in the shelter. Sometimes they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to approach the person to help to get them there, to that next level.
And the shelters, they help, but sometimes they get full.
Mm-hmm.
And like say if it's a tornado and they have a lot of people in there, some other people try to stay in there, but some of them there's a lot of people, but then some of them like the homeless the shelter people they put some of them out and they bring some people in.
Okay. All right.
And one time when I was at Save a Lot, and we saw this homeless person. She was digging all in the trash and eating the stuff out of the trash can.
Yeah.
And so she knocked on my window, on my mom's doors, windows, cars and windows, and cars, windows,
Car window.
Yeah.
You struggling with that little term, that little phrase, right? Car windows. Okay, there we go. Got it.
And mom said that she thought it was me in her reflection, and then so she asked for my mom for $20, but my mom said no. So she acted like she didn't want. All she wanted was the $20. So then my mom got her some stuff, and then she got all these people, the whole store, to buy her something, and then somebody told her that her that everybody in the store knew that she got everybody to buy her something, and then she ran away.
Oh wow. So
And,
that's
And some people, they be at Royal Farms asking for $1 and stuff.
Yeah.
One
So
time,
go ahead.
one time when me and my mom we was going to Checkers in Salisbury, and we saw this man who was digging in the trash. He was looking for stuff. So my mom, she bought her a burger and some fries and a drink, and she gave it to him.
Yeah. So there's two examples of somebody who really needed it, and then somebody who is kind of like conning people. So you got to know the difference.
And
You know.
scamming people.
Yeah, scamming people and conning people. You got to know the difference, but you can't let one bad person ruin what you're willing to do for
Yeah, but
the
that's
other
why,
ones, right?
That's why my mom does not give homeless people money and stuff when they ask for money and stuff, and she sees people giving them money. She tells me don't give homeless people money because you never know what they're using it for. They might ask you for money to buy food, but they could be going buy anything with it.
Yeah, so sometimes if they need food, buy them food, but
That's
figure out some kind of way to help, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so it was some other things that we talked about. If I could change one thing about my community, it would be what?
Water.
What about the water?
So it's like, water comes out dirty,
Okay.
and a lot of that water goes like to Africa and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then when they use that water, it creates like a disease.
Okay, so disease in the water. Now we might not have that problem we're not in Africa, and there is problems with the water in Africa. But even in your own community, is your water clean?
No.
Yeah, it's like it's yellow.
They have
Kinda yellow.
water, well water, and they have like
Nasty water.
Our water at school is yellow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
ours
yeah,
is.
yeah.
and
So
you know at the Chesapeake Bay.
yeah. So there's a lot of even with the water clean. So now that would be a problem that the city would have to take care of, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure how much an individual might be able to do unless somebody comes up with a brilliant idea about how to purify the water. But definitely, bringing it to the attention of the town leaders or the community leaders is also something that you guys could do, right?
You know, in like some movies, they also give us like more information about the oceans and like litter and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, the only reason why they have dirty water is because we as people in this
Community?
United States, Africa is the United States. Well,
no.
No.
Africa is Africa.
Africa's Africa.
That's a continent.
So are you just embarrassed?
Oh, I meant
That's a continent. It means community.
yeah. So because
Somebody.
we litter in our oceans and stuff, and it goes to them, and it gives them.
Okay. Do we have facts about that? Is that factually what happens?
No.
Okay.
No,
let's.
I got some.
Okay.
So like plastic.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, like plastic. Like where I live,
Mhm.
like sometimes when it rains, the pipes they get stopped up, and like some of the stuff gets stopped up to the plastic. And
Okay.
People ditches, and then the roads be flooded, and sometimes it don't even rain that hard.
Yeah.
It still floods.
Because the water can't flow.
And the thunderstorms, it be leftover floods, and it's not. And you know, in some places, even if it rains, it gets like flooded.
Mhm. So that kind of goes back to pollution, right?
Yes,
The trash and
yeah.
stuff. Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes when you like litter and stuff, it can go like near the drains and stuff, and it ends up in the drains, and then the drain goes into the ocean.
Mhm.
And that's how animals, they think it's food and it's not, and then that's how they end up starving themselves.
Yeah.
And they
Because
die.
And some like small animals, they get stuck in like
Yeah.
plastic, and it kills.
Yeah, I saw this one video some years ago. It was sad. It was a sea turtle,
yes,
and it had a straw
Oh
stuck
yeah.
up his nasal passage.
Yeah, and they were trying to pull
yeah,
it
they,
out.
they were trying to use pliers, and
Yeah,
so it was a hard
so
plastic straw, and it took them a very long time to get that thing out of
and some
that.
other turtles get stuck in
Yeah.
nets.
Yeah.
And
get
also
caught
we
in
learned
nets
about
and-
we learned about snapping turtles, and it was like plastic around his stomach. Oh, it was so
Yeah.
deformed. It was like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they,
Like,
and
so
they tried to
discombobulated.
take it off.
It
Yeah.
was like the body and then the butt area over there,
Mhm.
and then the middle was like
It's like a stick.
squished in.
Yeah.
It was squished in.
Wow.
It looked
They
like
had
this.
witch channel. Look like
Wow.
a two-bodied turtle.
Well, I mean, and so those are the types of things that, again, going back to pollution and how we can make a difference by putting stuff in the trash can. Making people aware. Hey, don't litter. So that's our duty. And even certain things that like plastic. Plastic is non-biodegradable. What do I mean when I say that?
I don't know.
It's like
What is something when I say biodegradable? What does that mean?
bio means life, right?
Okay. Okay. Let me break it down for you. Biodegradable. Everybody say biodegradable.
Biodegradable.
Okay, so something that's biodegradable means that if it's put back in the earth, it will naturally just break back down
Yeah, it
to
takes thousands of years.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
certain things, it doesn't take very long. Like paper, certain types of paper, they're biodegradable, meaning that they'll break down in landfills and everything. But plastic is not. It takes literally thousands of years. Or hundreds of years, and we've not been around here thousands of
Yeah,
years
and
to
I've
know
learned
for
it
sure,
in
but
school, we
years and years for plastic and things like that to break down. So
And I've learned it in school, and we had a poster, and I saw an article in the slide, and it said that plastic goes into little small pieces.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it takes forever for it to happen though. That's what biodegradable means. It breaks back down into
Yeah.
small.
And, I was looking at this video on YouTube, and it was this plastic bottle. It's like a 2 liter, and half of it was gone, and it was melted. It was melted, and then it showed where it was melting out on the ground, and it was like, I think it said somewhere in Houston. Either it was Houston or Arizona, one of them.
Okay, interesting. All right, so what are some other things we can do to change our own communities? What were some of the other things that we had talked about? We talked about pollution. We talked about water. We talked about
I think that's pretty
helping the homeless.
I think that's pretty much it, because in our journal, we only put what we were learning in school and
Right.
how much we knew about it.
Yeah,
Right.
we're about to learn something else now, though.
Okay.
Next week.
Well, I mean, but the more you learn, the more you know. The more you know, the more you can do, right?
Yeah,
Right, and that's very important. When you know better, you do better. So we want to encourage everybody. Are you guys too young to make a difference?
Never to make a difference.
No, not at all. I mean, you're old enough even now to speak up respectfully.
Even 2-year-olds can make a difference.
Absolutely,
Yes, they can.
absolutely. So you guys are old enough to make a difference, and some of these things we'll perhaps do together. Let's look into. Maybe we can look into seeing what we can do to become a recycling community. I think that would be something that would be a great opportunity and a great experience for you guys to, even if you just start doing it in your own homes, where you recycle, separate the trash, the plastic into one bag, and all the regular trash into another bag that can go into the dumpster versus the plastic found in a recycling bin somewhere, so that it can be properly handled and cared for, so that it doesn't go back into,
And that's why there's Earth Day.
Right, yeah, but Earth Day should be every day, right?
Yes.
Should we wait for one day a year?
No!
Not at all.
Every single day we get here.
All right, guys, exactly. And the more we do, the better our community will be, right?
Yes, and Mr. McCoy's crew.
All right, so this is Mr. McCoy and his crew.